What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTV Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. If you want to see a daily Ravens content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell as well if you want to get notified every single time I upload a brand new video. Now, in today's video, it's going to be a news break video because it was tweeted out by Tom Pelissero today that three-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Jason Pierre-Paul is visiting the Baltimore Ravens. And basically this video I'm going to be going over my thoughts on that. Should the Ravens sign him? How much would he sign for? And things like that. But guys, in the comment section down below, please let me know what you guys think about potentially signing Jason Pierre-Paul. Would he be a good addition? Would he be worthwhile to bring in as, a mentor for the young pass rushers the Ravens have? And besides that, guys, check out the airtime, in the description down below. It's actually Jalen who sent something in the airtime. He sent the tweet in there, so I was able to see it. So shout out to Jalen for sending that. And if you guys want to check out the TTV merch I'm actually wearing, the shirt right here, that's in the description as well. But let's get right into the video. Let's talk about Jason Pierre-Paul. So the Baltimore Ravens roster, I think they are missing an edge rusher. Now, the Ravens did put an unrestricted free agent tender on Justin Houston. So if he hasn't signed by, I believe, middle of July, then the Ravens have exclusive rights to him. But, he may sign somewhere else or he may retire. We don't know exactly what's going on. So the Ravens edge rushers right now are Tyus Bowser, who's coming off of an injury, Odafe Oweh, who has dealt with some injury, obviously David Ojabo, who was out for, half the season, Dalen Hayes, who underwent an injury last year. We have Jalen Ferguson. That's it. Like that's our edge rushing group. Now we have other players that can play defensive end, guys like Calais Campbell, Derek Wolfe, Brent Urban, but they're not really edge rushers. Those are, more interior guys that play, defensive end technically, but they're less edge rushers. So the Ravens do need an edge rusher, and they do need an experienced edge rusher because the players that they do have are very inexperienced. Dalen Hayes, he's played a lot of edge rusher in his career. However, he hasn't played in the NFL. He was a 5th-round pick last season, and I had high hopes for him. Unfortunately, got hurt, wasn't able to, get that rookie season in. So he's coming into his rookie year. Odafe Oweh, very young in his football career. He only has about 6 years of football under his belt. So he can, he talked about how Justin Houston was his Yoda. He can definitely still use some more Yoda, if the Ravens are able to bring someone in. And then Tyus Bowser, yes, Tyus Bowser can rush the passer, but I really like Tyus Bowser in pass coverage when he's out playing the Sam linebacker spot. So, I don't want to rely on Tyus Bowser to be our best pass rusher. So, overall, the Ravens do need some experience. But is that experience needed from Jason Pierre-Paul? Now, Jason Pierre-Paul is not the pass rusher that he used to be. His statistics have definitely fallen off in the last couple of seasons. Last year in Tampa Bay, he had 2.5 sacks. That's not amazing. The Ravens, if they want to bring someone in, they're going to want him to be productive. Now, he was in a very crowded room in Tampa behind a couple of other players, and they also drafted Joe Tryon, at the end of that first round. But the previous season, he did have 9.5 sacks. A couple of them were combined sacks. So if you want to include combined sacks as full sacks, he had 11 sacks. But overall, he's not the player that he was, I don't want to say pre-injury, but overall, he is someone that is not the player that he used to be. Whereas Justin Houston, I feel like the Ravens could still go after Justin Houston and get better production out of him. It's just a big concern as to whether or not he's going to be able to return to that form that he was, back in 2018, back all the way back from 2014 when he was putting up 10 plus sacks, seemingly on the regular. But 2020 he was a Pro Bowler. That's kind of tough to judge because that team was just great. That Tampa Bay team was one of the best teams in the NFL, and whenever you're one of the best teams, guys get voted to the Pro Bowl. But he did have 9.5 sacks. It's just really tough to judge as to whether or not he's going to be able to come in and be a player that the Ravens need, because the Ravens need someone that can play. That's the difference between some of the other positions, is they're not looking for someone to come in and just be a mentor. They need an edge rusher that can play, at least for the first 8 weeks of the season when we're trying to get back David Ojabo. And he's 33 years old. He's had some big injuries in his career. And last season, Played in 12 games and only had 2.5 sacks, and 20 tackles. That's, overall, like, I like JPP. I wouldn't be upset at the signing, but if they sign JPP, they still have to go after a guy like Justin Houston. I still feel like this wouldn't solve the problem. It could help the roster, and I'm not against the move whatsoever. I think he'd be a great, mentor to have for the young guys, but I don't know if we could expect production out of him. But he could be a great guy to have in the locker room to help with David Ojabo, help with Adafe Owe, help with Dalen Hayes, help with Jalen Ferguson, and some of the undrafted players that the Ravens ended up bringing in. So I do like him. I do think it would be smart for the Ravens to sign him. But if they do sign him, they still have to make sure that they go out and they get themselves a Justin Houston, which I'm still fully expecting them to sign. So, guys, in the comment section down below, please let me know what you guys think about Jason Pierre-Paul. Should the Ravens go after him? Should the Ravens sign him? I feel like he would sign for a veteran minimum. I mean, he would sign for $1 million, $2 million, which the Ravens can very easily afford. So, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I'll see all of you again tomorrow.